this morning. You made it! Yes. Sunday. How was your snowy week, huh? Beautiful. Beautiful. Snow is good. Nature is good. Nature is our friend. Especially when we're out there shoveling, metaphorically speaking. Well, I'm glad you found yourself here this morning. We've been expecting you. Thank you for not disappointing us. And we are so blessed that you did make it here this morning. And we're going to do what we do every Sunday, and that's read our vision mission statement, which reads,
"We are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles."
And we're so happy to have a full house once again, and a full house on Zoom. Look at all the Zoomers we have going here. Yeah, we look back and we.
Josh is just connected. Oh,
And
6 right now.
we have some announcements.
We do?
Yeah, well, we're going to take Jamaica up, and she's going to give us some announcements. Jamaica is our board president and practitioner here at the center. Let's hear it for Jamaica.
Thank you.
Oh, we got another one.
All right. If you were expecting a tax letter and have not received one, please see me after the service or get a hold of me, contact me, email, or a phone call, just so that we can assure that we have correct addresses. We received a few things back, so we might not have the right address, and we want to make sure we get everybody's letters out to them. So just see me if you're expecting one of those. And we would also like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who donated pens for our pen drive. Your big hand for everybody. Pen is back there. Your generosity is deeply appreciated, and it serves as a beautiful reminder of the spirit of giving that thrives in this congregation. Every pen is a symbol of shared abundance and the power of collective kindness. So thank you guys all so much. We have a new class that's going to be starting on February the 22nd. It's Pathways to the Soul. This is an 8-week transformative journey of self-discovery, healing, and spiritual connection. It's a unique class that blends science of mind principles with soul collage and chakra exploration to help you align with your divine nature and embrace your highest potential. Each week, we will explore a different chakra through science of mind teachings, understanding how universal laws align with our energy centers. Through guided meditations and the creative process of soul collage, you'll connect with your personal chakra spirit animals, deepening your intuition and self-awareness. And by the end of the course, you will have created a personalized deck of seven guiding cards to support your continued spiritual evolution. This begins on Saturday, February the 22nd, and the time is from noon to 3:30, 4 o'clock. It is an 8-week class. The cost is $225. It does include all of the materials, but we do have some scholarships available, and all are welcome. There's a sign-up sheet available on the back counter, and it will be facilitated by myself and Samantha Hall. If you have any questions, you can see me or Sam for that. And then our metaphysical book study group continues to meet on Sunday mornings from 9 to 9:45 over in the LEC, and they're continuing to study The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And directly after that, our practitioners have a 15-minute silent meditation that they facilitate. It begins at 9:50 and goes till 10:05. So if you do find you're entering after that time, if you could just do it in silence, so we don't disturb anybody that's in the silence already. And our book of the week is, we're running it for the second week. It's going to be This I Believe, and it's still available in the bookstore this after service today for 20% off. All right, and that's all I have to say. Yes. I'm going to give a big thank you to Elizabeth for these gorgeous flowers. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. first time? If you're here for your first time, raise your hand. Okay. Alrighty. If you have a cell phone or anything else that makes noise, if you could go ahead and just put those on silent, that would be appreciated. And then today, before we stand, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to invite you to just take a moment and turn to your neighbor and greet them. Say good morning, say hello, in whatever way
Love you.
All right, thank you guys. If you would like to go ahead now and stand, and we will sing We Are One Together. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me, and we are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony. As peace has come, as we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony. As peace has come, as we are one. Well, again, welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I am still Jamaica Wallace. New improved version from 5 minutes ago. It is my honor to be your podium practitioner today. Please join me in reading the gratitude that's on the screen. I am ever mindful of how my life force ripples out into the world, and I am thankful for my awareness. I'm so glad to be here today. Thank you guys all for coming and being a part of this loving community. If you have a prayer request, please fill out the yellow form that's in the seat back in front of you. Or if you are on Zoom or online, you can go to grantspasscsl.org to fill that out. And once you've had your demonstration, because we know that you are going to have that demonstration, we ask that you fill out the blue form. And this allows us to share in that gratitude and the fun experience of that demonstration. So thank you for filling those out. And if you are wondering what exactly a licensed practitioner does, there is a gold sheet in the seat back that you can read, and it also gives you our phone numbers. We are here for you, and our main job is to pray, and we love to do that. Today our table practitioner is Janice Garvey, and she is holding the high watch for our service today. And what that means is she can also direct you if that's something you would like. And if you are available for prayer today, practitioners, could you please raise your hands? and Deborah, myself, and Janet. All right, let's go ahead and read the prayer together on this group. As I look within to uncover hidden biases or run through lost stories, I hold myself. I am free to transform and relate to the world with a deeper understanding. All right, let's remain seated and sing I Am Enough.
Everyone's on. I'll double check that. Because more people just came. Everybody's muted. Everybody's muted. That's working. I am love. You are.
Well, today our talk title is You Are Enough, the Archetypes. For myself personally, when I found my way to this teaching, I discovered that happiness was not outside of myself, but something that was already within me, waiting to be recognized. I had spent so much time searching, thinking that happiness would come if I was just could achieve this, or if my life would just look like that, then I would be happy. But through this teaching, through the science of mind, I was taught that true happiness is not just a fleeting emotion. It is an actual, just a state of being. It's a deep knowing that we are already full, and it's the realization that nothing is missing, that all aspects of who we are, both the parts that we celebrate and the parts that we struggle with, are part of the divine wholeness that is our true nature. Ernest Holmes reminds us, you are not merely a human being, you are a human becoming. Your potential is infinite. We are not broken, and we do not need to be fixed. The divine does not make mistakes. Every experience, every lesson, every part of our journey is woven into the perfection of who we are. There we are. The world often teaches us that happiness is something we must earn, something outside of us, a goal to chase, a reward for being better. But in this teaching, we know happiness is not about doing, it is about being. It is about aligning with the truth that we are already enough. Brené Brown says, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we truly are. So today, I invite you to embrace yourself fully. Love yourself as Spirit loves you without condition. Stand in the knowing that you are whole, you are enough, and happiness is not something you embrace that now.
I embrace that now.
Now let's just take a moment of silence to breathe in this truth and allow yourself to settle in the awareness of your own wholeness and feel the presence of the divine within you. And I will call you back in a moment. I know there's one presence, one love, one divine intelligence that flows through all life. This presence is within each of us, whole and complete. I know that happiness is not something we seek, it is something we are, right here, right now. I affirm that we are enough, exactly as we are, and any illusion of lack dissolves, and only the truth remains. I claim peace, joy, and knowing that we are divinely supported in every moment. And with gratitude, I release this word into the law, knowing it is already done. Ready? And now you'll have some special music from Lauren.
The name of this song, thank you. The name of this song is called Moment by Moment, and it's set in the classical piece of music by Camille Saint-Saëns from Chronicle of the Animals. So I'm just inviting you to take in the truth that we just heard and embrace this very moment. This is an instrumental.
Hear it for Lauren. This is Lauren's last Sunday with us. And so afterwards, words, say hello and tell her how much you love her. And maybe she'll come back to visit us once in a while.
How's our
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of changes going on, but it's all good. It's all good. We know that, right? Come on, we know that, right? Well, we're
Can
gonna
you still
start
hear
out
us
with something
whispering?
now for something totally different this morning. One of our congregants has written something that they would like to share with you. And I thought it was timely, so I'm going to give Alyssa Warren Wood, who is a water baby and a incredible human being, a few minutes
We
to
love
talk
you.
about water with us. Would you like to hear about water?
Yeah.
Alyssa? You know what, we're gonna put this back up. Can you hold it, or do you want me to put the mic on? Okay, then let's do this. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah, we heard.
Hopefully the people on Zoom can hear it. We're having some Zoom challenges, but we're gonna work it all out. So go ahead and speak into that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alyssa, and it is an honor and a privilege to be here with you today and speaking before you. I am here to bless the waters and to be a voice for the voiceless, and to remind you all of some very simple facts. It's a funny thing about us humans. We have a tendency to forget everything, don't we? And I know we're reminded every week that we come here to the center, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but somehow, sometimes, in the right place, be said by someone that you've heard a million times before, and it's gone in one ear and out the other. But in one moment, somehow, boom, you can hear it and it clicks, and you remember. I hope that moment can be now for someone here today. And the reminder I'm here to help us all remember is that our words have power. Our words have power, and water is listening. Our human bodies are made up of 60 to 90% water. There are more water molecules in our bodies than there are stars in the sky. And we are all water babies, every single one of us. We come from the water, and we are born into water, and we go into water. The words that we say, that we hear, and that we think have power in affecting us and our experiences. The words that we say and even think have the power to affect the waters. From all the beautiful snow and rain that's been falling lately, to the mighty Rogue River that runs through our town and our valley here, to the water that we drink, that we bathe in, even the water we flush down the toilet. Every bit of it is influenced and affected by our words and thoughts, just as we are. So as we consider positive affirmations for ourselves, I ask you today to consider blessing the waters that you contact daily. Even just one time, a simple thank you, I love you. As you brush your teeth, take a drink, or drive over the bridge through town. A moment of gratitude where your conscious attention is focused and your intention is coming from your heart. Just one time a day to recognize the waters that provide and sustain. For water is life. Without it, we would not be here. Each day, water gives and sustains life, having never asked anything in return. Today, I ask you to consider this and remember that without water, you would not be. None of us would. Our amazing planet Earth that we are here on today with, it wouldn't be here.
So simply take a moment to express a kind word of gratitude and love to the waters that give us each life. This is a small stone that we can each cast to create a ripple. And each ripple has the potential to become a wave. And that wave can wash our earth, ourselves, and each other with love and with gratitude. Two things that our world so desperately needs right now. So just really quickly, on Easter, I brought this vessel into the center, and I placed it in the back corner with the flowers. And Reverend Steve mentioned it, some of you may remember. It contains water from the major lifeline that runs through our town, the Rogue River. Each week, it has been exposed to the thoughts, words, and energies that emanate from all of us here. Each week, it has been silently listening, soaking up the talks by Reverend Steve and the fellow practitioners here at the center. This water is supercharged with prayer, with gratitude, with love, and with positive energy. Over the weeks it has been sitting here, I have taken some water out, and I've added to this vessel waters from around the world, from Alaska to California, to Spain and France, to Mount Shasta, Mount Ashland, Crater Lake, the Pacific Ocean, and several rivers and tributaries around Oregon. By doing this, I am connecting the waters with our prayers and our energies. By returning the waters that have been held in this vessel to the Rogue River, I am sending our prayers and energies downstream to all the life that lives within and without it. To the Pacific Ocean at Gold Beach, where the Rogue meets the sea, and beyond. Today I invite each of you to collect a small amount of water from special places close to where you live or where you like to visit, and bring them in to add to this vessel. It's half full for that purpose. Perhaps a creek that runs through your property, a lake or a pond you like to visit, a watering hole, or even your well or the tap water from your sink. By adding just a few drops of blessed water to tap water, the water's energetic state of health changes and improves. Scientists and water researchers around the world are currently doing mind-blowing experiments that prove and document this, as well as the effects of prayer and energetic healing on water, both directly and remotely. Together, we can continue blending, connecting, and spreading our ripples and waves of prayer, love, and gratitude to more waters around the world this way. And through our conscious intention and action, we can begin giving back to these waters that have provided and sustained life on our planet for billions of years. So say, thank you, water, I love you, which is thank you, life, and thank you all. Really a pleasure to see you.
Lisa Warren Wood. That touched me so much.
I'm crying.
Well, it's because I hydrated this morning. Oh boy. Well, here we are. And here it is. Today's title, You Are Enough. The Art of Happiness. Enough is enough. The art of happiness is the art of living deeply in every single precious moment that we have. You know, a lot of times we have an event or an experience and we think, where was I? What happened? I don't remember it. I don't recall it. But with mindfulness and insight, we can free ourselves from the restless and cravingness of the status quo experience. We need to connect. We need to become aware. Thich Nhat Hanh, in the book Zen and the Art of Saving the Planet, wrote, "We can imagine there are many doors leading to happiness. Opening any of those doors, happiness will come to you in many different ways, but if you're attached to one particular idea of happiness, it's as though you have closed all the other doors except for that one. And because that particular door does not open, happiness does not come to you. So, don't close any door. Open all doors. Don't just commit yourself to one idea of happiness. Remove the idea of happiness you have, and happiness may come right away." The fact is that many of us are attached to a number of things we think are crucial to our well-being. A job, a person, a material possession, an ambition. It could be anything. Even though we suffer a lot because of it, we don't have the courage to let it go. But the truth may be, we continue to suffer precisely because of that. Each of us has to look deeply and see this for ourselves. It needs great insight. It takes great insight and courage to release our idea of happiness. But once we do that, freedom and happiness can come easily. Again, that was Thich Nhat Hanh. So true happiness, bliss, is being happy without a reason. You ever felt that feeling like you were just like, good? And you're like, oh, when's the other shoe going to drop? You know, you ruin it for yourself. And we do that. But there's times that we can prolong it. We can go, you know what? Everything's going really good right now. Yeah, knock on wood, right? Because you want that to continue. What if everything is going perfect? So true happiness is not the fleeting emotion that we feel from time to time. It's in the knowingness of our wholeness all the time. The idea that however we are in this moment is wholeness. You have always been perfect, whole, and complete. But our perception of ourselves is skewed from time to time. So we experience something else. All of the parts of us, the parts we like, parts we don't like so much, are part of the wholeness of us. It's all who we are. We have to embrace those uncomfortablenesses. See, nothing exists outside the divine. There's not the divine and us. There's the divine as us. There's only one of us here. There's only one thing always happening. It is who and what you are. Dr. Ernest Holmes wrote in his little booklet called Observations, "We must come to believe that at the center of our lives there is wholeness. And we should think of the mind as the door through which it enters. Therefore, we should be careful to guard what comes into our mind from the opinions of others, and to regulate what comes into it from any source. Again, that was Ernest Holmes' observation. So what this reminds me is, people that offer you their opinion as a gift. And if you choose not to accept a gift from someone, to whom does the gift belong? To the giver. And God bless them with their gift. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to take it. A lot of times we go, I don't have to take that from anybody. Well, if you're coming from that energy, you've definitely taken it. But when we can go, that's not mine. And Tai Chi that energy right around. And just go, this is who I am. I am the divine. What keeps us from knowing and embodying this sense of wholeness is a belief that we're not enough and that there's not enough in the world. There is as much sun as will ever be. How much sunshine can you have? How much love can you have? Holmes writes, back of happiness is the thought that there is not good enough, love enough, peace enough, health enough, nor understanding enough to go around, so that as a result, short supply of the good things of life. That's in Living Without Fear, page 75. See, happiness is a habit. We're trying to figure it all out. The art of happiness is the art of living deeply in the present moment with mindfulness, awareness, and insight. We can free ourselves from the feelings of restlessness, craving, and realize that we are already more than enough to be happy. It's not something that needs to be downloaded from somewhere to you. It's something to be released from out of you. Just like when you have a little cut, and we dress it with the Neosporin and the hydrogen peroxide and the Band-Aid, the kids. The healing comes from within out. You grow out of your challenges. And eventually, those cells become healed and they flake off and become dust that grows the next rose. Many of us spend our lives busy wanting things. We have this consumer, the next workshop or the next class or the next Sunday or the next whatever it is. Or objects. When I get the right car, or the right relationship, or the right job, they think that will make us happy. But happiness isn't in things. It's in you, waiting to be released. That's why when we look at the beautiful flowers, we see beauty. Because beauty is within us. And we resonate to the beauty that's there. We're one with it. We recognize beauty. It's just like art. When you see a beautiful piece of art that does something to you, is because you know that somebody had that within them and they created that. And you're like, wow. Look at that. Music, or accounting, or fixing cars, or whatever your thing is. It's your ministry. You're not just an artist, you're a minister of your life. Often we seek these things outside to fill an existential hole. A hole that comes from our old hurts, our old wounds or traumas. This isn't for everybody, I know, but sometimes this is when we follow it back what we can find. We felt that we weren't enough. Or something happened, and we got hurt. It happens. We get hurt because we're hurtable. We fall down and we bruise our shins. It happens. It's how we handle it that makes the difference. Do we stay down? Or do we get up and put ice on it? Well, Neosporin, hydrogen-peroxide. Some hurts may be from an education experience that we thought we had or needed. Or maybe a faith community that had our best interest in mind, but somehow saw us in a different light because you had to be a certain way to fit in. That society or cultural energy of not being enough that reinforced some sort of notion of a caste. You're subject to being a certain way because of how you grew up or who you knew or who was in your family. It's just not the truth. None of us has a barcode on us that says what we're destined for or how long your life expectancy will be. You get to make it up. I have an MSU behind my name. Reverend Steve Van Meter, MSU, makes stuff up. All of you are masters of MSU. Your whole life has been made up. Did somebody like hand you a manual and say, this is what you're going to be, this is what you're going to do, this is how it's going to go? No. And if they did, you did not follow it. Because you are you. Exactly the way you are supposed to be. And you are divine. You are awesome. Do you know what a miracle it is to be alive, especially right now? All the entertainment. This is incredible. And we get to be part of the solution. Yes, we are the solution. You know, there are times I was part of the problem. Sometimes I still am. Mostly we're part of the solution. The truth is, no outside entity, including people or things, can fill that hole in our soul. Because there is no hole. There's the appearance, there's a perspective of want, of wanting something. To truly set ourselves free and embody wholeness, we have to combine mindfulness with insight. Be present, be aware. If you see something, say something. If something doesn't ring true with you, don't go silent. Ask questions. And go, why do you believe that? That's not my truth, but enlighten me. Quick to judge, quick to anger, slow to understand. Ignorance, prejudice, and fear walk hand in hand. Rush 2112. You know, if somebody writes you a pink slip somewhere, says, yeah, your services are no longer needed here. Write yourself a green slip somewhere else. That just means something else is waiting for you. That just means there's another place for you to prosper. And thank the pink slip for sending you on your way so that you can have another expression. We can stop and contemplate or meditate on our wounds and hurts that created the whole. And we should see a practitioner or a therapist or a minister or a friend. But talk to somebody. Let it out. Let it go. See, these wounds are the hook that keeps us searching and craving. Perhaps your hook. Perhaps your hook is being loved, feeling safe. You are so loved. You know that love that you feel? You know that true love that you feel? And this isn't a relationship thing. I mean the love that you feel from within that can never be taken away. It can never be hindered. It's always there when you wake up, and it will be there when you fall asleep. That true love that you are is the true hook that keeps you going. And it's important for us to recognize these hooks that keep us separate from the perspective that we are whole. And when you see one of the hooks, don't get upset and curse it. Go, thank you for that. Thank you. Whatever happened brought you exactly what you needed in that moment so that you could transcend. Again, Thich Nhat Hanh wrote in Zen and the Art of Saving the Planet, love starts with observing the body and mind. All of us have some kind of suffering. There may be suffering that has been there for a long time. We have to be able to recognize our suffering and learn how to transform it so we don't transmit it into future generations. Sins of the Father have been visited upon the Son, but they don't have to be. Maybe the buck stops here. It's in our perspective. So, spiritual growth is not about ridding ourselves of those pieces of ourselves. It's about accepting all of us for who and what we are and loving it. Love it. Love it. Just go, oh, I so love that part of myself. Oh, that's a good one, Steve. That family thing. Oh. When I used to say other things about it, I was to be so upset that I was that way. But you know what? That way makes me who I am. No mud, no lotus. So in conclusion, sometimes we have different ideas about suffering. If we suffer, then all of life is suffering and misery. And if we can only be happy, if we never suffer again, we'll be all right. We have to use the suffering, our fear, our despair, and our anxiety to create the happiness and awaken us to the insights that are leading us forward. Don't get stuck in your challenge. Whatever it is, look at it differently. Is it a stepping stone or a stumbling block? And only you can know. Growth is inevitable. Staying stuck in the suffering is optional. When I found that out, I was like, what have I been doing for the last 17 years? And you know what? It takes as long as it takes. It took me a long time. But there's no time. There's only experiences happening. The infinite doesn't know time. It just knows I am. We have to find a way to face our suffering and transform it into happiness and compassion, just as we use the place where we fall to help us stand up. Choice is yours. So it is.
So it is.
So let's take a moment and remember who we are. I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or take a soft focus on the beautiful flowers or the candles. And let's take a moment and bring to the forefront of our consciousness what you believe and whatever word you use to call the creative energy that is animating you right now. I think we can agree that there is a power that is moving, that is manifesting all matter and form, ideas and love, wisdom and enlightenment. It has brought to you all of your challenges and all of your triumphs. And as we recenter ourselves from a perspective of love and loving all of it the same, a healing essence begins to filter out of us. A healing energy begins to transform our conscious thinking and our subconscious energy into perfect alignment. All of a sudden, the things that used to bother us no longer get our attention. Those situations that used to stand in our way are dissolved and resolved in a way that lift us up instead of holding us back. That whatever is going on in the world is part of a global healing energy. So we turn away from the challenge, not to deny it, but not to feed it any more power. And when we cut off that energetic, it is transformed into our healing, into our revealing of the truth and what does work. That's what's going on right now. Is that everything, unlike healing, is coming to the surface to be resolved. So let it bubble up and out. Allow that wholeness, health, and healing and love that you are to filter into every place in your consciousness. Allowing those truckloads of good to arrive as the beauty that you are. And soon everything is transformed by the renewing of our mind. So we give great thanks. Thank you, divine, loving wisdom, for providing us this way, solution, and the healing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the love of the universe. It's easy to let go. Releasing these words directly into that living, loving law of the mind, where it is already healed and completed. As we let go and we let God, God is source, be our healing. So we affirm it together by saying,
So it is.
so it is. Okay. It is it's time now for our prosperity affirmation. So like, put your hand on your heart. You're offering your hand on your heart. Let's affirm this together.
I give my gift in gratitude, knowing that I am giving to a loving, ever-abundant source of good. I'm so thankful. So it is.
Okay, I'd like to ask you to sing this with me. Sing every one of us. We have a slide for this. Let's get it back on there. We had it, but then we lost it. Here we go. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up your eyes. We can all do everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us. That's like every one of
Let's say a prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love, pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They are evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. And they do good work in this world. They bless the giver and the receiver and allow this, the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living, to be open and available for those who are choosing to remember who they are. And for those who may not even know it yet, and for that, this entire community is blessed with that love. We thrive together. And so it is.
So it is.
It's time for our closing song, Going Beauty. Let's stand up and sing, shall we?
one of my favorites.
Fantastic, girl. So we love you, and let's say a special.
Yay!
So if it needs a little extra time to get over to the food, you can make your way over there. And just a reminder that if you see somebody that does need some extra help in our congregation, take a moment and allow them to go to the front of the line. As you would want if you were eating a couple extra minutes. All right, it's time for a benediction. So, please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in the body of my affairs.
It's happening in the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
And I know it.
I know it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is not.
Just the way that it is not.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Have a super week, everybody.